What's going on, everyone? Guys, I have another story to bring to you. Now, this story isn't from me. This story is a friend of mine who would like me to share his story. I'm not going to mention his name or anything like that. He asked me to kind of keep that private. And he did give me permission to tell the story. Now, this story isn't necessarily, I would say, paranormal. I don't know if you want to classify this as paranormal because they fall under paranormal because people don't really know who these people are. And obviously I am talking about the MIB, or Men in Black. In my honest opinion, this topic has come up a lot and there's not much about them, but I think the reality is when you start looking into something that you shouldn't be, and that's going to like places like Area 51 and looking up files, documentation of these UFOs or whatever. I think that obviously the government wants to keep something hidden. They're going to. And these are these people who will make you keep quiet. Now, I don't know or what they are. There's so many stories about them. And some are quite far-fetched. Okay, they really are far-fetched. So these people being able to manifest out of nowhere, to be able to transform their faces, it's insane the stories that come out of these people. Again, in reality, I think that if you're looking into something for a long time and you're just kind of sticking your nose where it shouldn't belong, you're going to get a knock at your door by the CIA or FBI or whatever. So I guess, don't put your nose where it shouldn't. That's fine. I'm not getting off topic. I'm not getting much off topic here. So this happened to me, to my friend, back in the early 2000s. He was really getting into UFOs because he had his own UFO experience, he says. And he said that there was one night that when he was driving home, there was this object that was hovering over some woods. Kind of like my story, but he said that this thing was in a perfect sphere, and it was just hovering there, and when he stopped the vehicle and got out of the vehicle to see what this thing just disappeared. So that really brought on his interest, he said. So he started going into these forums, and the UFO forums. He found more people who had experiences like this, all the way to abductions, and he really was interested in this. So he got invited out to a couple years later, he got invited out to a group that's out in Nevada who knew a location that overlooked Groom Lake. Now, if you don't know what Groom Lake is an area of Area 51 where they do testing. And we all know what Area 51 is. If you don't, look it up. I hope that you know what Area 51 is. It's becoming more publicized now than anything what it used to be. So he went out there with this group, and they went at night, and they could just take videos and taking pictures of things that were going on during the night operations. I guess you could say different types of planes are being tested, and they were obviously hoping that they would catch something that could be unexplained. And he ended up going back home a couple weeks later. I mean, they were out there for a little bit, and they didn't have any trouble, he said. And they were out, and they were out there for a week or so. And he got some good video, and he went home. And the guy who invited him out there gave him a call one day, and this is a couple days later, he said. And he asked him if he still had the video, and he still had the pictures. He said, yeah, I have them. And this guy told him this crazy story that there was a black SUV that was constantly driving down a street, slowing down near his house, and then driving off. And he said that one day, this black SUV drove up to his house, and this is the guy this is not my friend, this is the guy that had invited him out there. And these men in suits got out, and they knocked at his door, and he opened the door, and he asked him, they asked him if he knew of anybody out near Nevada or near Area 51, And of course, he said he lied, and apparently these gentlemen had pictures of the group out during the night. And he said, okay, yeah, that was us, blah, blah, blah. And they pretty much told him, do not go back out there ever again, or you'll be arrested. Again, so my friend at that point, he said that he didn't really believe this guy because he said that the guy was a little bit off and he kind of was far-fetched about things and kind of blew stories up where they, just moved to a point where they're just unbelievable. So this is a couple days later, he says, maybe a couple days, he was out getting his mail and he noticed a black SUV parked at the end of the road. And he couldn't see inside the vehicle because the windows were tinted. And he thought this was really weird, and he didn't think about the connection between this guy telling the story. So he went back inside, and it kind of dawned on him, and he was like, "Oh God, So he called the guy, and the guy wouldn't answer. The guy wouldn't pick up his phone. He was trying to get hold of him, and this started going on for about a day or two, 3 or 4 days. He said, where the vehicle parked at the end of the street, and he couldn't see anybody in it. And finally, the vehicle pulls up in front of the house. And at this point, he calls the police, thinking that there might be something suspicious off of the vehicle. And the police responded, and the officer got out and spoke with whoever was in the SUV, and the police officer quickly left. And all of a sudden, he said that there was 2 men in suits, well dressed, got out and came up to his front door and knocked on the door. And he goes to the front door, obviously nervous, extremely nervous at this point. And the 2 identify themselves as Mr. K and Mr. M. And he asked them, I guess he asked them for identification, and one of the gentlemen said that's not important at this time. And he asked my friend if he had been to Nevada within that month or 2, and my friend, instead of lying, he responded quickly, and he said, yes, I was out there with a group who does these UFO things. And the gentleman was very harsh, and he says, don't ever go back out there ever again. Your friend was told that too. We have more information, and we can make your life a living hell. And the 2 gentlemen left. And my friend was obviously extremely nervous, and really at this point he thought this was nothing more than a joke. And he called the local police department, and the police department were no help. And he made a couple phone calls, from my understanding, what he told me about this. And no one was really of any help on this situation, and they really had no information of any of this ever happening. And even the local police department told him that this information is incorrect. He never called, and so forth and so on. So he kind of went into hiding for a couple weeks, a couple months, and completely stopped with the UFO stuff. And the only reason this got brought up, I'm going on to now, because I work with this guy. I was talking to him about UFOs and everything in my story that was on YouTube, and he said that he'll never look up any of that. He doesn't know exactly what happened that night, nor does he know what happened with the 2 gentlemen. And he said that, I asked him, I said, it was an identification on the vehicle. He said no, it was pretty much just a black SUV with a normal looking license plate. So he kind of shared this story with me because he was kind of hoping I would have any information, which I don't. I've just heard stories about these guys, and yeah. So that's a story. It's a quick one. I hope that you guys liked it. If you have any dealings with these, hopefully you guys don't. Hopefully I won't. Let me know. I mean, I honestly, I don't know who these people are. I have my own guesses here. I have, I can only assume that these people work for the CIA or they work for some type of government agency who are just trying to keep, obviously, a secret, basically, I guess you could say. You know, to my friend who told me this story, you know, it sounds harsh, but people shouldn't be, again, they shouldn't be sticking their noses where it doesn't belong. Especially going to like these places like Area 51. It's a government-owned property, you know. It's a military base. You shouldn't be there looking for UFOs. Obviously, if the government's testing these new planes, they're trying to keep it secret from our enemies, you know, why? Obviously, you're going to get in trouble taking pictures. I don't think it has anything to do with the UFOs. And I think my friend quickly realized this. Do I believe that there's UFOs? Do I believe in these extraterrestrials? Do I believe that there's these men in black that's trying to keep extraterrestrials a secret? I don't know. But that's only me assuming. So hopefully you guys liked it, and leave down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. All right, happy hauntings.
Guys, I hope you enjoy that one. As always, like and subscribe. The more subscribes, the more likes I get, the more content I put out there. And always send me those messages, send me your stories. Let me know some paranormal happenings. Let me know some of your creepy stories. Happy hauntings.